The country and the economy is getting ready to open back up, and there are 3 potential scenarios as to what will happen next. What's up everybody, I am Jaspreet Singh and welcome to the Minority Mindset. This 2020 Great Lockdown helped us break pretty much every economic record in the books. We saw the fastest stock market drop in history. We saw the fastest unemployment growth in history. We saw the biggest stimulus package in history. We saw the biggest drop in real estate demand in history. And we saw the biggest demand for toilet paper in history. After a couple months of absolute craziness in the economy and some recent protests with people huddling around each other with no gloves and masks on, it looks like the country will be opening up soon. So you're probably wondering what's going to happen in the economy next. Well, there are really 3 potential outcomes as to what can happen next, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. So make sure you watch this video until the end because you want to make sure that you're using your money the right way. But before we get into that, hit that thumbs up button below because if you don't, then YouTube doesn't share our video with anybody else. Subscribe to the Minority Mindset YouTube channel. That way you don't miss a new financial education videos every single week. And hit that little notification bell too because if you don't, then YouTube doesn't let you know when the new videos are released. When investors heard that the stock market was going to tank in March of 2020, they panicked and the stock market tanked. In April 2020, when there were talks of the economy opening back up, investors jumped with joy and then the stock market rallied. Whoopee! But before you jump too high with emotion, remember, if you want to come out of this economic crisis a financial winner, you need to pay attention to what's happening financially and not get distracted by the emotions. Now, I'm just a random guy on YouTube, so take everything I say with a grain of salt and do your own research. But when the economy starts to open back up, you're probably going to see unemployment come crashing down because chances are that a good chunk of these tens of millions of people that are unemployed will get their job back because they were probably just temporarily unemployed. How many of these people? Well, we don't know that. And this might get people excited and get them to start investing, but remember, this is just emotions and we have to pay attention to what's going to happen in the economy actually. Just because the country's opening does not mean we're in the clear yet. Actually, the biggest test is yet to come. What happens after the country and the economy opens back up is going to determine the fate of whether or not we see an economic recession and how severe this economic recession is. And we have 3 potential outcomes. Scenario 1, the lockdowns end, the economy opens back up, people go back to living their lives like normal very quickly, and people stop getting sick. If this happens, you will probably see the fastest economic recovery in history and the stock market might shoot back up like a yo-yo. Scenario 2, the economy opens back up but customers don't show up. So people are scared to go out and spend money, and depending on how long people are scared to spend money, we could enter a severe recession. And scenario 3, the country opens back up but then not too long later, the virus starts to come back and now we're worried about a second peak of people getting sick, and so we're worried about potential lockdowns again. And if this happens, now we risk going into an economic depression. So which one will it be? Scenario 1, scenario 2, or scenario 3? Well, let's break it down. What you need to understand is that the economy is very spiral in nature. So if people spend money, then businesses make more money. If businesses make more money, they have more money to invest in their business and hire more employees. If businesses have more money to hire more employees, then more people have jobs and more people have more money to spend. If people have more money to spend, they spend more money. And if people spend more money, then the spiral keeps spinning in a positive direction. But if people don't spend money, then the spiral goes in the opposite direction. Like if people don't spend money, then businesses don't make money. If businesses don't make money, they have to downsize and they have to fire their employees. If they have to downsize and fire their employees, then less people have money to spend. And if less people have money to spend, then less people spend money. And so now we're just going backwards, backwards, backwards in this negative downward spiral. To really understand what's going to come next in our economy, let's start by looking at scenario 1. The economy opens back up and people go back to living their lives like normal almost immediately. If this happens, you're going to see unemployment come down steadily because businesses will open up and they'll start growing again. If businesses can open up and talks of this virus disappear, then people will feel more comfortable going out and spending their money. And if people are spending their money, then businesses will be able to grow and invest in their business and hire more employees. It'll almost be like nothing ever happened. This quick economic recovery would also save the small businesses that were on the verge of bankruptcy because it would bring them back to life. So after a forced summer vacation for adults, This scenario would mean that we just essentially hit the unpause button in the economy and things would go back to normal and we would see the fastest economic recovery in history and we would probably see the stock market rebound like a yo-yo. But if scenario 1 doesn't play out, then the next option is scenario 2. The economy opens back up and less people are starting to get sick, but people still don't feel safe going out and spending their money. If we see this type of outcome, which is very possible, then the real test is how long. How long will it take for people to start feeling safe and start spending money like normal again? What we know from history is that when people are scared of a potential recession, or if they're scared of a potential job loss, then they stop spending money because they're scared. But now if we add in potentially getting sick on top of that, then we could see an even more drastic drop in spending. Psst, remember that economic spiral I talked about just a minute ago? If people don't spend, then this whole economic cycle fails. I call this the real test of our economy because once the economy in the country starts to open back up, that's when all the government's life support or free money to businesses and people is gonna go away. If people are very slow to go back and living their lives like normal and spending money, then what you're gonna see is a euphoria reversal. Because when people talked about the country and the economy opening back up, people and investors got very excited. Whoopee! But if the reality is that the country opens back up and the economy opens back up, but people are scared to go outside and spend their money, then this euphoria is going to reverse because now the businesses that were kept alive because of the government's free life support and this free money, well, they're going to be pushed over the edge. If that happens, you're going to see a huge reversal in unemployment because when this lockdown started, unemployment spiked. And then when this lockdown ends, you'll probably see unemployment come down very quickly. But then if the economy stays slow, then unemployment might start creeping back up again. Depending on how long the slowdown lasts, we could enter a severe recession. And what we do know for a fact is that certain industries are going to see a slowdown in demand, like real estate. Banks like JP Morgan Chase Bank announced that if you want to get a mortgage through them, and they're one of the largest lenders in the United States, that you now have to have a minimum 700 credit score and you need to have a minimum 20% down payment. It sounds reasonable, but banks make a lot of money selling loans to people who can't afford them. And if JP Morgan's already implemented this, chances are many more banks are gonna follow too. We also still have travel restrictions in place. So the travel industry, airlines, hotels, cruises, these are guaranteed to see a slow recovery even if people want to travel because they can't. We don't know how long it'll take people to feel comfortable spending their money again. But what we do know is if people are slow to spend, then this euphoria can reverse and we could see this country go into a deep recession because of that. This leaves us with scenario 3. The economy opens back up, but then the virus resurges. Restarting the economy and opening up the country is a double-edged sword because if you wait too long to open up the country and the economy, then you risk completely destroying the economy and pushing tons of businesses into bankruptcy because they couldn't survive this great lockdown. On the other hand, if you open up the economy too early, well, now you risk the virus coming back, and now you risk more people getting sick, and now you risk going into lockdowns all over again, and that could push this country and the world into a deep depression. So we're walking a fine line here. If we look at history, we saw that in 1918, the Spanish flu hit the world hard in spring, and then it almost went away, and then in late summer, it came back and it caused a new wave of people getting sick. In March 2020, the biggest worry that we had was how can we flatten the curve? How can we stop people from getting sick? Now our worry is a little bit different. Our question is how can we prevent a second curve and a second wave of people from getting sick? If we open up the economy and it starts to recover, whether fast or slow, it doesn't matter, but then people start to get sick again, then we risk starting this whole process all over again. If we open the country back up and then 6 months later we have to close it for another 2 months, well, now we really risk an economic depression. So which one will it be? Scenario 1, Scenario 2, or Scenario 3? Well, only time will tell. I'm not a fortune teller, but practically speaking, even if the country opens back up, social distancing probably isn't just gonna go away until this virus becomes history. That means places that require a lot of close contact are probably gonna be really slow to recover, so that's your traveling, your shopping malls, your concerts, and your restaurants. The unique thing about this 2020 economic crisis is that we have deep underlying financial problems. but we can't even think about fixing these financial problems unless we fix this health problem first. Everybody wants you to believe that the virus was the cause of this economic crash, but that's just one big lie. The virus was just the needle that popped the balloon we were inflating. Big companies for the last decade got just a little bit greedy and they started leveraging their business to the max, so corporate debt was at an all-time high while they had no savings. In 2019, when the economy was booming, the Federal Reserve came out and they decided to cut interest rates, which is something you normally only do when you are in a recession. So why did they do it? Because they wanted to make it cheaper and easier for people to go out and borrow more money and spend more money, and make it cheaper and easier for businesses to go into more debt. That way the economy can grow even faster. Why did they want that? Because Americans were already leveraged out to the max. Consumers in America already had a record high amount of credit card debt, and we had a record high amount of student loan debt, and more people than ever were living paycheck to paycheck, so people couldn't spend any more money unless borrowing money became easier. And then to top it off with some sprinkles, banks got a little bit greedy because they started gambling with risky loans that they were making, kind of like 2008, but this time with the commercial real estate loans and corporate loans, because they can't ever fail. This pandemic just came in and popped the bubble. I mean, if the economy was really so strong, how is it possible that businesses doing billions of dollars a year could shut down for a week and then not have the cash to pay their employees? And if consumers were so strong, why is it that nearly 7 out of 10 Americans don't have an extra $1,000 saved up to protect them from an emergency? Maybe the definition of what's a strong business and a strong consumer is what's screwed up. What does this mean for you? Look, more millionaires are made during recessions than any other time, which is why you need to pay attention to what's happening in the world around you. That way you can make smart decisions with your money. This economic crisis isn't done yet. Once these lockdowns end, that's when the real test of our economy is going to start, and that's where you need to pay attention to what's happening. That way you can make smart moves with your money. And if you're looking for an easy way to stay up to date on what's happening in the finance and business world, well, we have the free Minority Mindset newsletter, where our team first breaks down the top finance and business news, and then we show you how this news affects your wallet, and this newsletter is completely free. Our finance and business newsletters are emailed to you every morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can start reading our newsletters for free by clicking the link up here or by clicking the link in the description below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, share it with one friend, that way we can help spread the word. If you want to learn more about the perfect storm that really created this economic crisis, I already made a video on it, and you can watch this video on YouTube by clicking this button right over here. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.